So hello guys, this is a little bit of a tutorial how to change your spark plugs and your air filter on an Aprilia RSV mille from 2001. So first thing you gotta do is remove the saddle, so you can lift the tank, as you can see, so you have enough space. When you lift the tank, it needs to be up because the airbox is beneath the tank, so you need to figure out something to keep the tank up. As you can see, I used a pile of wood. A pile is just a stick, but you also can use you have these elastic things with hooks. So when you look underneath the tank, you can see the airbox. There are 6 screws. First, of course, I removed the top cover, but I forget to take the footage. So you disconnect the 6 screws, bolts, and this little switch on the side and this little hose. They are attached to the bottom of the airbox. So when you remove the 6 screws, you can remove the bottom of the airbox, as you can see, and then you can see the engine block. And you should see the spark plugs right there. Now make sure that, because it's a V, there's 2 in the front and 2 in the back. So make sure you have 4 spark plugs, because I didn't know it in the first time. So I ordered 2, but I have 2 spark plugs for 1 cylinder. So it's a V2. So 4 spark plugs. So just remove the caps so you can see where they are. One is on top and one is a little bit lower. So they're right on top of each other. So you can remove the cap from the second one. Takes a little bit of a struggle. They're very tight and you don't have much space to put your hands where you want them. There you have them. So I only used tools that are in the tool bag from the Aprilia, so I didn't use any other tools. So you can change the spark plugs with only using the tools from your Aprilia. Now you remove the caps on the other side as well. Just put them, so when you're putting them back on, you don't have to be afraid that you can switch them, because one is a little bit longer than the other one, so one fits not on the other. So now you have a spark plug key in your little bag, so you can release or unscrew the spark plugs. As you can see, these were a little bit black, so yeah, not really worn, but a little bit. So remove all 4. So now these 2 holes, make sure that they are clean. They probably are, because there's a little ventilation protection on the front of the bike, but that's the air intake. right underneath the headlight there are two holes. They are coming through the frame and they are entering the airbox, so make sure they are clean. Now I did not do it in one time, so that's why I put a little paper on the holes. It's not because I did something else, just because to prevent to get dirt inside of the cylinders. So I placed the new ones, just like the old ones, put them then out. Put the new ones back in. It's not very hard to do. So this is the type I used, an NGK DCPR9E. This one also is recommended by the manual from Aprilia. Make sure that you put them in the right way, so that it's so you don't get damage to your engine. So put the cap backs on. Make sure that the wiring is low because of the bottom of the airbox. So you need to make sure that the wires or the cables are as down as possible, as low as possible. So you can put the bottom of the airbox back on. And make sure that you can hear it connecting. You need to hear a little scraping sound, and yeah, you need to just wiggle it a little bit and put it down back on. And when it's not going to be any further, you probably connected it right. Maybe a little pull, so you can make sure that it's connected. So now we can put the bottom back on. First thing you need to do is make sure that the little piece of rubber on the front from the air intake, make sure that they are in the holes. So you're kinda, as you can see here, that piece needs to be in the hole that I showed you before. And it's on two sides, both sides, left and right. So you just put them in front and just wiggle. You have just enough space to wiggle it a little bit, and then it should pop in. So make sure that it's all the way in, as it should be. So so the air has no leakage. So you have no obstruction or leakage, or so as you can see, the seal is to the frame where my finger is. so it should be good. Check the other side as well. Just make sure that it's also sealed. Maybe you can feel with your finger all the way around, but it's only one fits one size, so it should be connected perfectly. Once you have done that, you can rescrew these 6 by the intake. It's only 6. These will not fall out when you unscrew them, so they keep attached to the bottom, so you don't lose them. It's very handy. Now, once you have done the 6, don't forget to replug the little hose. I don't know what it's for, but I think it's for a vacuum or something. And don't forget to put the electronic thingy on the side again. Make sure it slides all the way up, because you need the space for the tank when it's coming down. So there's the filter, the new one. It's very easy, it's round, so there's no difference in top or bottom. So just place it on like that. Look. And then you put the top back on from the airbox. Now I believe these were with 10 millimeters. Also in the Aprilia toolbox. So you just tighten them equally. Make sure that it's all the way sealed, so you don't get any false air in it. So it took me about 1.5 to 2 hours to do this, because it was the first time for me too. So this is what you get when you have a full tank of fuel. Because you lift the tank will, the fuel will go all the way to the filling hole, and there is our overload tubes that will go to the bottom of the bike. So when you lift it up, the fuel will come to the fuel tank, to the, how do you call it, where you fill it up, and when you lift it, it will leak. So make sure that when you do this, you don't have a full tank of fuel, but a half tank of fuel is maybe better. And once you have done that, everything is connected, and you can try it out. So I have a little bit of a weak battery here, but it will do just fine. So thank you for watching. I hope you got what you need. If you want any other information, then let me know. And drive safe.